Hey guys, Ricardo here. Welcome to another Blog Tech Tips. And of course guys, today I have a extra special unboxing, and this is of the BOZLUN W32S OLED smartwatch. And you can see the device over here in this nice, unique and cool looking box. And of course I want to thank the designers of this watch for sending it over for review. Now one of the best things about this smartwatch is that it's actually an OLED. Now if you know anything about OLED displays, it is the same technology behind the latest TV screens, especially from manufacturers such as Samsung, as well as devices such as the Samsung Galaxy S10 and so on. So OLEDs do give you a very nice color reproduction. They also have very deep blacks and so on. All right, so you know us here at Blog Tech Tips, we love nothing but technology, so you can always send over your products for review. And as you can see here, this is the box, and of course I like the presentation. The box is in very nice look to it. It's made out of texturized black surface, and of course you can see on the front there's the clearly visible image of the smartwatch with the gold accents, and you can see the same with the text here that says SmartWatch. And it actually has no other information on the box, nothing on the back, nothing on the front. It's simple, it's straightforward without being too overly distracting with extra information. All right, so if you just simply slide up, it actually goes up. You can also see that the gold trim actually continues around the box, and in the center right here you can see the smartwatch itself. I love the presentation, very simplistic, straight to the point. And of course you can see this velvet like material on the inside, and of course there's the smartwatch. And this is the first time we actually open this up, guys. I know nothing as to what's in here, as to how this functions. Again, I want to thank the manufacturers for sending this over. So let's get this out. Wow. And of course it removes easily from the box. It does slide out, and this is the smartwatch itself. You can check it out right here, guys. There is this plastic covering over here, and of course the band itself is a metallic band. That's nice, feels premium to the touch. There's also this traditional clasp, which is the hook clasp, so it's simply a matter of connecting this point here and then simply closing the latch. Easy, and it goes on nicely. Now a thing that you might be wondering, what about if I have a very small or large wrist? Now if you are used to these, guys, all you gotta do is just simply apply some pressure here and pull up, and of course this will snap, and then you can slide this along here, adjusting the length and the width. And once you do that, guys, if you have a smaller hand, this will go on nicely and so on. As you can see here, for me it goes on nicely, and you can actually look and see that it fits on the wrist nicely. And at this size it does come at a default size. That's not bad, and if you can adjust as you need. And of course, guys, just going over the device, it does have a dial around in increments of 5. So there's 5, 10, 15, 20. It goes all the way up to 55. There's a top section there, and of course, as I said, the band is metallic, premium feeling. And of course there's a sensor at the back here. I'll try to show this off as best as possible. And the sensor itself must be, if I had to guess, the heart rate sensor. There's also what looks like a speaker, and it says here on the back, compatible with iOS and Android system. And it says heart rate monitor. And I was correct, it's a heart rate monitor. There's a charge section here, meaning that this is the connection point for the charging dock. And there's some screws here, must be for changing the wristbands to something else if you'd like. And of course that's it. Now on the side here it does show off this knob, and that knob seems to be to control the device. All right, and of course just looking through, the dial itself doesn't move. It's basically for design. All right, next I'm going to show you what's inside of the box, if there's anything at all. So let me just check this out here. And of course if I open up, guys, there is the accessories inside. It comes along quite nicely. There is the smart watch user manual. You can scan through. It does give you some information about downloading the Fondue app, and of course the Fondue app is what's going to use to be controlling the smartwatch here. There's also some additional information and so on. We can check this out later on, like the look of this right here. And of course next there's these additional charge cables. It does seem like a magnetic snap-on charge cable. I'll have to check that out in a little while. And we're going to put this aside as well. And of course, nothing else is inside the box. So far so good. So let's power this up to see what it looks like in real life conditions. Alright guys, so let's go straight into powering this up. And of course, if I had to guess, the power button would be this one at this side. I'm just going to long press. And of course it says here, please make full charge before use of the SmartWatch. Alright, so let's see if it has at least a little bit of power before I continue. And of course this looks nice. It does show English. Alright guys, I'm going to remove the outer taping or the covering. And of course I always like doing this as it does give this satisfying feel. So it's going to peel this off. Alright, so it does require that you charge before. And again, before we go, this is magnetic, so it's a simple matter of placing it on this section here. And just check this out, there's a repulsive side and there's a magnetic side. It does go on quite easily and it snaps into place, easy cheesy. Alright guys, so with the smartwatch I have actually charged. So as you can see over here, I have fully charged a smartwatch. I've also made some modifications to the general system. And I've been using it for a short amount of time now. And of course, as you see, it's magnetic. It easily disconnects. Alright. So the first thing, guys, if you basically move your wrist back and forth, like if you were to have this on, it would basically wake the display. And I think that's a nice feature. And I'll try to demonstrate while it's off. Right now, simply move it towards you. It does come on. Alright. One of the things I realized too, in order to move through the menu, simply swipe from left to right, and that will actually give you the ability to move through. The display is not bad. It does show stuff clearly, and of course you can move through the on-screen options with a simple swipe gesture. As you're seeing right here, it's responsive so far and not bad. Alright, another thing I've realized, guys, is I'm just going to turn off this light to display what's happening in the room. Alright, so you can see that the display is bright. You can also mess with the overall brightness. Right, but to go back, simply swipe. So if I were in an option, simply do that. Simply swipe, and it goes back. Alright, so that's something that you have to get used to, as you might instinctively be looking for a back button. Alright, as you can see the options here, there's notification. It does have its own app on the smartphone. And of course, many of these features, such as BT camera, does use that feature. Let me show you here. So if you tap this, it does say capture, but it's waiting for the device and you need to connect. As I said, the swipe to go back. And of course, there's a alarm function. You can add your function in here. We can go back. Also, there is other options such as sleep monitor. There's Siri, which is the device assistant. There's sedentary monitor. There's also heart rate monitor. I already did this and I did a test, and of course it gives me 74 BPMs. You can do that once the watch is on your arm. And I'll go back again. There's a heart rate, sedentary, as I said. There's also a voice memo, a power saving mode. So if we tap on power saving, it's now off. And power saver will save power, so you can just simply turn this on. And of course it might just, I think it seems to monitor and carefully use the device, as when you're using Bluetooth and so on, the watch does deplete quite fast. There's apps or app. There's a scan QR code here. I guess that's to download the apps. You can go back. There's also stopwatch. You can see it here. You can set your times and so on. You can go back. And of course, there's motion, clock, calculator, themes. Calculator is this. And of course, this looks just like the Android version of the calculator. You can go back as well. And of course, there is themes. There's settings and there's sport. Let me just show you settings for a second here. In settings, you can go to BT settings. There's clock, sound. You can manually set the date and time. There's volume. There's the display. And of course, you can set the brightness. I already have power saving, so I'm not going to mess with that. You can go back. Units. You can go to international. And of course, guys, you can reset the device. Back. And of course, you can swipe again to go back. There's sport mode. If I go up here, guys, I can also do cool stuff such as going to themes and mess with the overall theme. The theme will basically mess with how the interface looks. And of course, again, I can also go to clock, and if I want, I can do my clock faces. For example, here I could switch through the clock faces. There are several of them and they look quite nice. You can see them here. I've opted for this one right here. I think it was this one, I think. And I've tried out a few of them, but this one is the best for me. And of course, again, if you wanted to, you simply can tap and it will go back, or tap and display will turn off. The display is quite sharp. It's not super sharp, but sharp enough. And of course, so far the interface is running fine. So I'm loving the smartwatch so far. I'll have a follow in a day or so when I actually put this through its paces and test this through a full day of use. Alright guys, so this is my review after using the watch for quite some time now. And of course, I've been using it as my daily smartwatch. I've adapted this full-time as my full-time usage device as a backup to my smartphone. Alright, so there's a few things that I like about this watch. It is a very sturdy construction. Their wrist straps are made out of metal. I think there's also other straps that you can buy, and as you have seen, it's adjustable so you can get the perfect fix for your wrist size, whether it be a small or larger wrist. Alright, so the Fondue app actually, I have not been able to test it as for some reason the smartwatch doesn't pair well with the device. It doesn't ask you to create an account, but of course if I were going to more here and then go up to find device, it never seems to find the device, and that's even after connecting by Bluetooth successfully. But one saving grace is that, guys, the device itself connects and then most of the features work, so you don't have to worry about the app. Maybe they'll fix that in a later development, so that's not too much of a deal breaker. The smartwatch is a clock, and of course one of my all-time favorites, the calculator. The calculator works quite fine. It's a little bit nimble, but you can actually use it to do some quick calculations, and of course messages and so on will come in on the app. And of course, once you connect through Bluetooth, you can actually play your music and it will play back through the watch itself. So overall, I give this a thumbs up. The strengths are the solid construction out of metal, or as an alloy, almost like steel. It's very sturdy. 2, I would say, is you have okay battery life. It's not perfect, but you do get a decently solid battery life, especially if you're just going to use this device for basic stuff. It should last long, but of course if you turn on all the radios and so on, the battery does get depleted, as would any other smartwatch under $100. And I'd advise you to check it out. I have a full review on the blog, so let's go ahead and check it out. You'll be getting a solid device that you can count on, and of course it looks very fine and it doesn't look cheap. Alright guys, Ricardo Gardner with another review of this device that was sent in for review. Alright guys, Ricardo Gardner from Blog Tips saying bye until next time. Bye guys.